And a good Thursday evening to you. 2K Sports presents the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan, broadcasting live alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. They'll play this one here in Cleveland before the Cavaliers head back on the road. This, their first look at this year's New York squad. The previous season series split right down the middle. These teams were quite evenly matched.
And last year, boy, it was fun watching these two teams get together. They split the season series. Very even matchup.
And now the New York Knicks starters. Elo outside of the three with Amari down at power forward. Iman Shumpert is out there with Calderon. And it's D'Alembert in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Anthony drives in. Here's Shumpert. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and two shots coming up.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy two.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around.
Iman Shumpert, an aggressive perimeter defender with lockdown potential. Still very foul prone early in his career, but he's got a chance to be elite defensively as he continues to grow.
And Shumpert, fantastic athlete, great quickness and leaping ability.
Yeah, he's rebounded very well from his ACL injury, and he's got a nice handle to go along with good passing ability. A lot of upside remaining in his game.
He hits the second from the line.
Oh my God.
Well, Knicks ownership guy is frustrated last season that Iman Shumpert didn't participate in the summer league. And Steve, they were hoping he'd test out for some minutes at the point guard position.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. And we heard his name arise all season long in trade rumors.
Now here's James. He dishes it to Love. Back to James. And there's the pass to Waiters. Just 5 to shoot. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
New York with the ball.
And for Shumpert, his shooting numbers were down last season. He shot over 40% from long range in year 2, but was down to 33% last season. That can happen sometimes in the course of a career. Still good from the corners with Shumpert, but perhaps he shot too many from above the arc.
James up top, covered by Anthony. Takes the three. Another three for Cleveland.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
On defense, the Cavaliers. It's a three-point game.
And guys, for Shumpert, where he's got to improve is finishing around the rim. With his size and athleticism, I think he could be better scoring in the paint.
Back to Anthony. Off the pick. Buries the jump shot. Anthony's got his second basket of the game.
Looks like he might be on his game today, Clark.
It's tipped. Here's Irving. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul.
Well, I love it. He gets there first, absorbs the contact. Nice play defensively.
No flop there. He took that one right in the chest.
For New York, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Calderon kicks to Stoudemire. New York moving it around. Anthony with the bucket. And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. They trail by 1. LeBron against Anthony. Waiters passes to Irving. Waiters dishes to Love. Takes a big height bounce and goes in. Love's got 5.
Maybe they're still working out the kinks defensively because that was a blatant mistake.
Calderon kicks to Stoudemire. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Back to Calderon. 5 on the clock. Fires from 14. The Cavaliers pull it in.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
And now the fast break, Irving with the ball.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
Jumps up, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Samuel D'Alembert picks one up.
And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that one.
At the line for your
Well, it's funny. Back when LeBron joined the Heat, some critics said he'd given up the chance to be the franchise player and carry his team. But guess what? No matter who LeBron plays with, he's always the franchise player. That's how good he is.
And you think back to LeBron after the 2011 finals, many also questioned whether he had, quote unquote, what it took to win a title. He's obviously answered those questions.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And some harsh criticism, Clark, for LeBron after the decision, or his comments after the 2011 finals.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? It's really impressive to see how he's handled that. He misspoke and mishandled both of those situations. And to his credit, he's expressed regret about those things, displaying a maturity we've always seen in him. One of the remarkable things about LeBron is that for the magnitude of his celebrity and his stature and the expectations, I don't know if we've had an athlete handle himself any better under the hot, bright lights of stardom.
Here's Irving after the made shot from Iman Shumpert. Good.
He should thank the defense for those 2 points. Really, nobody paid him any mind there.
For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to the Bulls.
They just couldn't get the ball in the basket that day, guys, no matter how many plays you play.
Oh, ridiculous. Tore it down that time.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
So it's the Knicks now. The Cavaliers making the shot. Back to Calderon. Outside jumper. He feeds it to Calderon. Here's Anthony. It's hauled in by LeBron.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
On the wing, Irving. This one for three. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Irving's got his second basket of the night.
I like the way they played here in the first half. Just an intelligent floor game, getting good shots.
Numbers certainly back that up. They're shooting a much better percentage.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
LeBron came into the league with a ton of talent and skill, hyper expectations, but he's done everything he can to hone and refine his game since his rookie year, and I think his climbing field goal percentage is an example of that.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Sean Marion is checked in for Verjao. Miller comes in for Waiters, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. And a new group in for the Knicks. Bargnani is checked in for Dallenberg. Smith comes in for Amari Stoudemire. Hardaway's checked in for Shumpert. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Jose Calderon. Here's James, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
It has taken them no time to build this lead up on the strength of a great first quarter offensively.
And they need to continue to put pressure on the defense and try to really run away with this one from here.
I like that they're taking it inside and taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. Gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense, as good a job offensively as we saw. The defensive presence was almost non-existent. Well, they may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points.
Here's Hardaway. Following the basket by LeBron James. Good. And you look at his efficiency down low. LeBron has come a long way, Steve, from his rookie season when he shot just over 41%.
Well, it makes sense, Kevin. I mean, the post game is sort of the hardest thing to learn in the NBA, especially for a guy who didn't go to college. So LeBron has put in the time. He's become very efficient down on the block. And that allows him to space the floor around LeBron, which is just a nightmare to guard.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Thompson's checked in. .26 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Prigioni, and he gets it to go. The Cavaliers leading by 6. LeBron outside. And again, it's Cleveland.
His presence is very comforting for this team. He's kind of a fallback option for them anytime they need it.
Smith with a wide open look. Second chance shot. He takes it up and lays it in. Bargnani's got his first 2 points.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Cleveland ahead, up by 6. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this.
It's a Halloween broadcast of the NBA. Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on Goran Dragic and the Phoenix Suns. Friday night, NBA Hoops. Be there.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
They've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
Knicks trail by 6.
And the Knicks last season regressing dramatically at both ends of the floor. But I was really surprised more by how they struggled offensively.
And New York looking at who they've got. Shane Larkin is out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. Then it's Anthony, then it's Smith, and it's Bargnani in at the 5. And the foul called on Shawn Marion. That is his first foul of the game. Amari Stoudemire is checked in for New York. New York shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%.
And for the Knicks, I think they've been at their best with Melo playing at the power forward position. Last season, they played him a lot more at small forward. His scoring went down, and so did their offense.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should really continue to work it down low, Clark. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense.
Knicks trail by 6. And for the Knicks, big money committed to Bargnani and Stoudemire at that 4 position. Is that reason enough to slide Melo back to the 3?
Oh, I think he's most potent and effective when he's playing the 4. He's got such an advantage with his quickness and ability to step out and make threes, and his strength. And defensively, he gives up a bit, but he's grown in that area. So, boy, I'd like to see Melo still be able to man that 4 position more than he plays the 3.
And Shawn Marion with the slam.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
And especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That pushes this lead up instead of going the other way.
Outside Hardaway from past the arc. And good on the basket. Book it. Hardaway has got himself on the board with 3 there.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
A different look for New York. Samuel Dallenberg, who's checked in for Bargnani. And Shumpert in there for Tim Hardaway Jr. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Irving up top. 7 points in the game. On the wing, Jones. Miller with a wide open look. Drills the 3-pointer. And the Cavaliers lead by 8.
Intelligent passing there to make that hoop possible.
Larkin kicks to Smith. Outside jumper. Back to Smith. There's the dish to Shumpert. New York moving the ball around. Unloads. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Well, last season, Tristan Thompson made the decision to change his shooting hand, Clark. He went from shooting with his left to now shooting with his right hand.
Yeah, I've not heard of anything quite like that before, but he improved his free throw shooting substantially as a result of the change, and he gets to the line fairly often, so I think that's a nice development. I love that young man's work ethic and what he brings to a team in terms of rebounding and physicality.
I think LeBron's going to like playing with him.
I agree.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, as we all know, LeBron James is now back in Cleveland, but he thinks his time in Miami will serve him well. As he said, Miami for me has been like college for other kids. I became a better player and a better man. I learned from a franchise that had been where I wanted to go. Kevin?
He knows what it takes to win it all, Doris. Now he's trying to do it back home in Ohio. Thanks. Cleveland leading by 8.
Well, Thompson is ambidextrous. You know, he throws a baseball right-handed, writes with his left, and you got to give him credit for taking a chance with a whole new method of shooting, and it's paying dividends.
Count the bucket. Miller's got 5.
Almost pulled the trigger, but he realized he had a better look for his teammate.
Pass to Shumpert. Here's Stoudemire. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
And Thompson prone to getting the shot blocked inside despite his length and athleticism. You know, being ambidextrous, you would think that he at some point developed that ability to be a better finisher inside with either hand. We'll see.
Miller kicks to Love. That is good. Love's got the lead up to 10 now for the Cavs. Knicks have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. New York calls timeout.
Love is known for how explosive he can be on offense, but he still gets knocked on for his defensive prowess or lack thereof. He seems to be tiring of it, though, and has put in a lot of work. I think he's gotten better.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Anderson Varejão's checked in for Hayward. James comes in for Sean Marion. And Dion Waiters subbed in for Miller. And he gets it to go.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thanks, Kevin. Derek Fisher had some words for his team over that last break. He talked to his guys about the importance of functioning as a unit, not as individuals, and on the need to help each other find open shots on the perimeter. Also, he said that he'd like them to operate quickly on offense, finding and taking shots early in the shot clock. Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game plan. We'll see if it makes a difference as we approach halftime, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. I remember last season when Tyson Chandler had remarks about Love's defense, and Love just brushed it off. It's something he's heard before and has followed him even in his rise to the highest ranks of the NBA.
And I think it's been a bit of an overhyped and overstated problem for him. I mean, he does so much more on the court than people think. I don't think he'll ever be an NBA All-Star defender, but he's more than capable of holding his own at that end of the floor.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
The Cavs tried to make a push for the playoffs last season, in a way going against the grain, but instead a disappointing season when it was all over. The coach and front office questioning the team's effort level.
Well, the Cavs did make some big changes from last season, and they shouldn't have a problem staying motivated or putting in the effort this year.
Well, you know, Kevin, last year they were a very young group and didn't have the vet presence they might have needed. With LeBron coming in, they've got brilliance in every category, leadership and play. He's got the clout of his championship rings. The whole mindset of the team is about to go to a very different and high level.
Anthony, the pass to Dalembert. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Dalembert's got his first basket.
They can't afford to give him that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to fight over the top of that.
LeBron drives in, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Jose Calderon. Last season's performance for him averaged about 11 points a game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And you always want that leader in the second unit. He's their guy to play that role.
Steve, he comes on and runs the show for him when the reserves log minutes, and that's a job well done by him.
And he knocks down the first one. Everything appeared to be lined up for Cleveland to get back into the playoffs last year, but that just wasn't the case. A lot of what-ifs for them last season.
And with another top pick on the roster, Kevin, and a youthful team, they were a popular pick before the season to play postseason games, but they still needed some seasoning.
And now for Cleveland. They still have the youth to grow, but with LeBron on board, the sky for them is the limit.
As are the expectations.
Anthony, no one around. Off target from outside.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
LeBron dishes to Verajao. Here's Waiters. Hits the front of the rim and out.
And one more note about Cleveland. Everyone will now assume that they will make the playoffs this year, but the ultimate goal is a title, something that hasn't happened in the city of Cleveland for any major sport in a long time. Probably 64, I think, maybe the last title.
Again, you're right on it.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that's not going to be able to continue if they hope to get back into this game, Clark. It's a deflating play for your morale.
4 seconds left. And Calderon with the layup. Calderon's got 4 this quarter.
And he was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Cavaliers lead by 12. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Kevin, with LeBron and another dominant first half, how do you measure the balance between riding your hot hand and making sure the other guys around you are finding their rhythm?
We just got to be aggressive. All of us, including myself, got to continue to be aggressive in the second half.
LeBron, thank you. Kevin, they can't stand around and just watch him.
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
What a game for LeBron. He's got 14 points, and he's come up with a couple of nice steals today, too.
Well, he's been playing a very energetic brand of defense, Clark. You got to love it.
Knicks trail by 12. Irving and Waiters, the guards. The 2 stars, LeBron and Love, at the 3 and the 4. And it's Verajao in at the center. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
Well, Jose Calderon, a huge boost offensively at point guard. He's a terrific floor general, sets up his teammates nicely, takes good care of the ball, and he's a top-tier marksman. In the NBA, we call those guys lasers. He can do it off the bounce or spotting up.
And Calderon drops them both. You talk, Steve, about Calderon shooting. In his career, he's led the league in both free throw percentage and three-point percentage.
I guess the trade-off is defensively. I mean, he's solid, not spectacular, but his shooting is such a problem for defenses, and especially when you pair him with good players like Dallas did a year ago. Boy, he can really play and space that floor.
Boy, he shows a lot of desire when he's fighting for that tough board, and his length doesn't hurt either.
And LeBron with the basket, the assist by Irving. 16 points for LeBron.
Well, it's kind of been the story here today, hasn't it, Clark?
Knicks trail by 12. Outside jumper. Kicks it to Calderon. Pass to Anthony. D'Alembert sets a screen for Anthony. 6 on the shot clock. Goes back up, and the basket is good. The call goes his way, and we could be looking at a three-point play.
Second team foul. Cavaliers foul called. Kevin Love. That's his second personal foul.
Samuel D'Alembert, a 6'11" shot blocker and rebounder. His numbers are solid, but he seems to have a way of wearing out his welcome with coaches. You notice he's played for 5 teams in the last 5 seasons.
Oh my gosh, I just got
And last season, D'Alembert, a bit of a stopgap for Dallas. He faced his share of critiques from Coach Carlin regarding conditioning, Clark, and focus.
In addition to that, somewhat turnover-prone too, Kevin. He can pick up careless fouls as well, but when you're an athletic 6'11", you can make free throws and finish around the basket, you'll always have a home run.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
Kyrie Irving, clearly a player who's dreamed of greatness from a very young age. Going back to the 4th grade, he wrote, "I'm going to the NBA," and he wrote it across the back wall of his closet. And while it was hidden behind his clothes, it certainly wasn't far from his head or his heart.
Stoudemire kicks to Calderon. Count that one, and the Cleveland lead has been cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Dalembert.
It's a great play under the boards for him. And, you know, that's the standard that he sets. It seems like all those second chance points, I mean, they're there for him game in, game out.
Thompson, he's checked in for Anderson Varejao.
And Irving still wanted to write down goals. He used to write them in a notebook he still keeps. Now he's going to write them down in his phone. All part of setting his sights high and dreaming big.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Derek Fisher going straight from his playing to his new job as the Knicks head coach. He brushed aside questions about his lack of experience, saying, "Basketball is a game that I'm experienced in playing, understanding, leading in, and helping achieve the greatest gift in the world as an athlete, and that's being a champion." Not bad, guys.
A lack of confidence. He understands winning, Doris. Thanks. Thompson, a screen on Stoudemire. And that one's good, Irving. And for Irving, just like those words in the back of his closet stayed hidden, his great talent stayed hidden for a long time as well.
Yeah, it didn't really dominate until his senior year of high school, Kevin. Only 11 games he played at Duke. It might seem he was an overnight sensation in the NBA, but in truth, he spent a lifetime laying the foundation for his game.
The Cavaliers leading by 8. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Shumpert against Waiters. LeBron drives in. The shot. Can't get it to go. And New York the other way now. Anthony kicks to Shumpert. Dalembert sets a screen for Shumpert. The feed to Dalembert. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Dalembert's got 9.
Just seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. That's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
Thompson misses.
Boy, the defense just backing off, begging him to take that shot.
Here's Shumpert, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Yeah, nice fast break from start to finish, guys.
Especially on the back end. I mean, he polished it off perfectly.
The problem for the Knicks last year is that they didn't really do any one thing in an outstanding way.
Well, a lot of people wonder how they missed the playoffs, but when you look at them and analyze them, they were really an average team.
Mike Miller's checked in for Cleveland. And a new group in for the Knicks. Bargnani is checked in for Dalembert. Smith comes in for Amari Stoudemire. Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for Shumpert. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Jose Calderon. Anthony with the bucket.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
That's what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. More of the same. Get it inside.
And the Cavaliers call time here. And as we get a break here, important for the teams to go over their own strategy. And for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. To put out your best effort as the game wears on, guys.
You know, it's amazing when you're playing during a season, if you go through a stretch where you don't hydrate, it can have a major physical toll on you. Your body wears down quicker, you don't recover as fast, and that can really take its toll over the course of an 82-game season.
He kicks it to Prigioni. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Prigioni's got his second bucket of the night. We've got 1:18 left in the third quarter. And it's Miller in the corner. Shot to stop the drought. Rebounded by Hardaway.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
Yeah, they've been really strong in the paint, battling the glass.
Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
Yeah, knocking down the open shots and really getting a nice flow to their game.
And that one's good.
You know, passing the ball well on the perimeter has really opened things up offensively for this club.
Steve, it makes the game easy. I mean, 10 straight points off assists. That's impressive, but it's easy when you move the ball.
Right side, Irving finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. Irving's got it all tied up now for the Cavs.
Well, that shot keeps him at 100% from the field this quarter.
And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time.
Well, the Argentinian, Pablo Prigioni, now 37 years of age, but I really like the way he competes defensively. Also a very good rebounder for a point guard.
And the first one drops. Oh my God. And Prigioni, Clark, very selective with his shot, but he's got deep range.
Yes, he does. And Kevin, I think he could be even more aggressive looking. He's got to be a little more shot hungry. I mean, he's over 40% from long range last season.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Marion's checked in. Irving attacking. That's good. Irving's got 11 points in the quarter.
You know, his performance has been so important to this team. He's as dependable as ever, guys.
Ione passes to Smith. Pass to Hardaway. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Good, and the assist goes to Hardaway. Hardaway has got 3 assists now in this one.
This has really become an intense ball game ever since halftime.
Boy, the effort from both teams here, Steve, is terrific.
Love with the bucket. Love's got 11.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Boy, I'd like to know how many of their attempts have come from inside 5 feet. It seems like everything is right at the rim.
It's a tie game here in Cleveland. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports.
Tune in for a scary night of basketball. Halloween in the NBA. LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers take on Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. This Friday. Don't miss it.
And a moment here to look back at our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, no question, this was going to be the winner. Just take a look at the expertise he shows on this pass. Perfectly timed and beautifully placed.
And so here's Cleveland. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Mello is the 4 with Dallenberg at the 5. Larkin out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Smith in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Larkin. Feeds it to Carmelo. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, Carmelo Anthony's free agent decision subject to much speculation and hand-wringing in New York over the last season. But in the end, he decided to remain with the Knicks, much to the relief of the hometown faithful.
And for Melo, the decision to return to New York made more challenging by their struggles last season.
Yeah, you know, Melo is comfortable, I think, playing in the bright lights in the big city where he grew up until age 8. I don't think he shies away from that. Actually, he handles it quite well, in my opinion. It's not easy to play in New York. But the Knicks had to convince him that they could win going forward in order for him to return.
Stoudemire's checked in for New York. Well, last season, that even though he had hoped guys to remain in Nick, Carmelo Anthony wanted to at least experience free agency. And Steve, something that he's really never gone through.
Well, it's understandable, you know, for a player of his notoriety and his caliber. You know, you might not want to make a move to a new team, but just that feeling of having the choice, I think is something that a lot of players crave during their careers.
Lays it up and banks it in. Anthony's got 21 in the game.
They'll be counting on even more points from him. That's essential that they're going to pull this game out.
Dellavedova kicks to Marion. Waiters gets a wide open look, sinks the triple. And the Cavaliers lead by 3.
And for Carmelo, there was no question the Knicks would offer him a full max contract. But bigger contract than any other team could offer. But given their struggles, it still had to be a tough decision for him.
Well, kind of ironic that Melo said he wanted to experience free agency. You know, if he just waited and signed with the Knicks in July back in 2011, that team would have been left with a lot more assets and players who could have helped him win. Cleveland didn't quite meet their expectations last year, in part by how poor they shot at home. Hard to get wins when everything you put up seems to win out.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Love check in for Tristan Thompson. James comes in for Sean Marion. And Irving subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Here's Larkin. He's covered by Irving. Smith kicks to Larkin. Shot clock at 6. Here's Anthony. Here's D'Alembert, and he gets the bucket. D'Alembert's got 9 points here in the second half.
And at this stage of the game, that offensive rebound and putback is enormous. I mean, that feels like a 4-point swing.
Irving drives in. Here's James. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. 20 points for LeBron. It can be doubly defeating, Clark, with the missed shots here at home. Not only are you not scoring, but then the crowd loses interest. They get out.
That's a great point. I mean, one of the benefits of being at home is having your crowd there energized and pulling for you. And if you're not making shots, they tend to sit on their hands.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Iman Shumpert's checked in for Smith. And it's Calderon in for Larkin. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thanks, Kevin. Derek Fisher had some words for his team over that last break. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said, they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
And a fast break now for the Knicks. Calderon with it. Picked up by Love. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. Misses the 3. James dishes to Love. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Thompson's checked in. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Cavaliers.
They've knocked down plenty of mid-range jumpers in this one. That's been big for them.
And I also like the penetration. I mean, they're getting into the paint. They're getting a lot of easy hoops from those strong drives. I'll tell you what, he's enjoyed a very good day shooting the ball so far. He can bring them right back into this.
Irving attacking, dishes it to Waiters. The 9-foot shot. It's rebounded by New York. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Really left alone that time.
Boy, bad timing. Now is not the time to be giving him that shot.
Now here's LeBron. He dishes it to Irving. They get it back. New York's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Calderon, that's good.
Unstoppable offense from both teams. I love the pace this game has been played at.
So does everybody else in the building. This has been a fun one.
Left side, Irving. Again, Irving missing.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
That puts them in the lead. Calderon's got the lead up to 2 now for the Knicks.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
The drive by James, and he drops in the layup off the glass. LeBron's got it all tied up now for the Cavs.
But getting the ball inside like that, close to the rim, that is the key during crunch time.
1:29 left to play in the final quarter. Calderon passes to Carmelo. He's looking for D'Alembert and finds him. And the layup's good off the glass. D'Alembert's got the lead, back up to 2 now for New York.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
Now the story is points in the paint, Clark. I mean, they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
Irving drives in, and he uses the glass on the layup. Irving's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
Boy, you don't expect to get opportunities that easy coming down the stretch of a tight game.
Calderon kicks to Anthony. Back to Calderon. The pass to Anthony. Sinks it.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense is giving him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
For Cleveland, they've gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the fourth. 8 of 12. The dish now to LeBron. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, they did have a foul to give, but they couldn't get it done before the shot attempt.
Yeah, you really want to try to foul in that situation before he gets into the shooting motion, and it just didn't work out that time.
Shooting for Cleveland, LeBron James. 2 shots.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. Anderson Varejão's checked in for Tristan Thompson. And he ends up making the second, and that narrows the gap to 1. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth. Clark, they'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see some long possessions out of them going forward.
Anthony buries it.
This is what happens when you allow Carmelo Anthony to heat up.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. They're behind by 3. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And here's Irving. James outside. For 3. No good from 3-point territory. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you got to freeze the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
A few misses at the line, and they're in good shape.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They're up by 3. 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And an intentional foul right there.
Well, Kev, that took forever. I don't know what took them so long, but the coaching staff can't be pleased with that right now.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys. It's done.
Love wide open. He fires. Off target with his 3. So it's New York picking up the win. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. And so now we'll go down to Doris Burke, who's standing by live with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Carmelo, how were you able to take control of this game and pull out the win here tonight?
We willed our way to this win. It wasn't easy. We knew it was going to be a battle, but they came back, made some runs. We stuck with it, and we won the game tonight.
Carmelo, thank you. Kevin, sometimes it's more about the will than the skill.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Carmelo Anthony.